Very good afternoon to Samir, and my name is Nuri Umaira binti Jamaluddin, DEM 03190332. Our case study is about Kim River water pollution, and my part is about the background of the Kim River. On 11 March 2019, there was a second wave of air pollution that affect the further 160 to 207 victims hospitalized. And before exaggerating into more than 1,000 victims was affected, with 8 of them admitted in the ICU. Okay, like the Sungai the Kim River have been affected from the fuel unresponsible factory. So from that river, the bad smell had come from the river, had affected a lot of people's health, and they also had been admitted in a hospital. This case is day by day it's increasing and it's not decreasing at all, and the police officer, lot of them are trying to find what is the cause of the Sungai Kim polluted and the air polluted too. So the spreading of the toxic fumes was aided by hot weather combined with the strong wind, which has made more people sick and make the situation even more worse. So day by day the weather is also changing, and the weather is day by day on that time it's getting hotter. So when it's getting hotter and the wind is so breezing, so the situation is around that Sungai Kim area, the housing area and the schooling area, the people are over there, all is getting worse. And the day by day the number of the victims, the number of the people who are getting sick and admitted in the hospital, in day by day they are increasing. The Malaysian Fire and Rescue Department of Director General Muhammad Hamid Wahid explained the further toxic fume cause has been prevented illegally dumped in a chemical found earlier immediately removed from the river. Until on 19 March, further another 76 police reports had been lodged due to the illness that people are getting and the rotten smell from the river. Even though the chemical had been taken, but still it's not fully taken. It's still they have in the river, because the river is, river is long, big, and the chemical that they dump inside the river is a huge amount of chemical that is, and they dumped a lot of chemical. It's, if I'm not mistaken, it's like a 15 type of chemical that had been dumped in the river. So from that rotten smell that people are getting even more sicker. On 20 June 2019, about 3 months since the water pollution first discovered, a number of students from school in a Pasir Gudang area begin complaining of nauseous dizziness and experience vomit, such eventually led to a temporary close of a school in that area. So because of the water pollution and rotten smell from the river, lot of there are 2 schools in that area. The students have been admitted in the hospital. About a complaint about the nauseous and dizziness they're having from the smell of the river. And they also, the government also had been ordered to close the school around the river for temporary reason. The authorities later confirmed it is a third wave of air pollution result from on the river pollution, which was not fully cleared. In August 2019, residents in Etchesville village near the Dying and Kopo River, tributaries in Kim Kim rivers, complained that the water is in both rivers have turned black and oily with unbearable fuel stink, which was believed to have spread from the chemical pollution of the Kim Kim River. Because of the chemical that they dumped in the river color has been changed into black or river. Because of the chemical that they dumped in the river color has been changed into black, oily. Because of the chemical that the factory had been dumped in the river, it had been changed color into black, oily and smelly. So the few of the people who are living in that beside area, they will catch a fish, the children will play in the water, and now because of the river color change and it's already been chemicalized, there's no such thing they can catch fish in there, and the children also can be played. So because of this, the river chemical dumping. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Sir Kananmya. My name is Pavitra Subramaniam. My ID number is DEM 03190023. So today my topic is about the aspect from the topic, which is Sungai Kim Kim. So I'm going to explain about the event and the disaster, what was happened. On 7 March 2019, thousands of Malaysians feel sick after being exposed with a different chemical easily dumped into the Sungai Kim Kim, which is located at Pasir Gudang. According to the investigation, the incident local advised that around 20 to 40 tons of oil waste utilized into the dump into the Sungai Kim Kim river. The confirmation in the scene, there's more than 5,000 people were included, and 100 of the school students were infected in the incident. So based on the incident, they have found 15 types of chemical, which is a long-term affection to be remain unknown. So, but the chronic affection to the long term, which is the reason of the Sungai Kim Kim polluted, is identify that chemical waste is not removed from the company, and also they throw out the containers into the river, and also the government has not taken this as a serious matter for the early. The second thing is about the company's the owner of the factory doesn't mind and doesn't take this as a serious matter. So which is it happened is like what you call the government is not strict when this happened. They even doesn't behave like the people. A lot of people having some inhale problems, a lot of people infected by this Sungai Kim Kim because they have running out of the water system, and also due of the pollution, and there's like lot of health problem may affect, and some of them moved away from the place. From the 15 types of chemical which is they took from the hydrogen cyanide exceed the safe limit, which is this is the reason why the river has been wasted, and moreover the government has not took major evidence from the biochemical oxygen, which is these are the main chemical they found in the river, and also this is the main cause why the river has been has been polluted, and also a lot of people get been infected.
Assalamualaikum and good morning, sir. My name is Muhammad Fawzak Mabi Fauzi from the 17. My ID is DEM 031960 from the 17. Okay, today my part is introduction. Toxic pollution of Kim Kim River in 2019, which is air pollution incidents that occur on 7 March 2018 due to illegal chemical waste dumping in Kim Kim River in Pasir Gudang, Johor, in Malaysia. Illegal dump and emit toxic fumes affecting 6,000 people in 2,775 hospitals. A large number of victims were school children, and 110 schools located near the river were later closed due to water pollution. On 7 March 2018, the incidence of the river pollution started after several students and canteen workers from the two schools near the river started to feeling ill and complaining of the shortness of the breath. Board of the school was ordered to shut down and close for the temporary, and all the victims were sent to the hospital, the Sultan Ismail Hospital, for treatment while the investigation were being carried out by the state health authorities over the causes of the illness that happened to several of them. 21 people were warded at the hospital, with some being admitted into the emergency unit and intensive care unit (ICU). Some of the students brought to the hospital were already fainted and with symptoms such as vomiting. Those who were not severely affected were given outpatient treatment and allowed. Aku terlebat. Those who were not severely affected were given outpatient treatment and allowed to return home. During the recovery process, several affected victims shared their experience of the suddenly getting sick after inhaling an unpleasant odor in their school grounds. The number of victims treated in hospital for toxic smoke rose to 76 the next day. On 9 March 2019, 5 police reports were made on the problems to the police, who began investigating the case. Okay, ni part aku yang aku terlebat. Those who were not severely affected were given outpatient treatment and allowed to return home. During the recovery process, several affected victims shared their experience of the suddenly getting sick after inhaling an unpleasant odor in their school grounds. The number of victims treated in hospital for toxic smoke rose to 76 the next day. On 9 March 2019, 5 police reports were made on the problems to the police, who began investigating the case. Okay, ni part aku yang kedua, iaitu jenis-jenis chemical. The chemical that causes several water pollution in Sungai Kim, Pasir dan Johor has been identified to certain 8 chemical compounds, according to Ministry of Energy, Science, Technology, Environment and Climate Change, yang begin in the 8 hazards in 8 hazards. Chemical compounds were also confirmed dumped in the Kim River. All the 8 chemicals detected were methyl, hydrogen chloride, acrylonitrile, acrolein, ethylbenzene, aldrich, toluene, xylene, and limonene. That's all. Thank you, Mr.
Assalamualaikum and hi sir, my name is Siti Nurdina binti Muhsin, DM 031954. Today I will present the factors and effects for environment of Sungai Kim. For water pollutions, first is no strict law enforcement. They dispose of chemical illegally, resulting in poisoning incident to committed near to Kim River. Almost everyone in the vicinity of the River has poisoned as a result of chemical site blockage illegally done by irresponsible honest factory, thus risking the life of others. Although no act in saying that chemical residue was found in the river was not dangerous, but actually it's very dangerous for a long-term effect. For the second is they only think about profit without knowing what happened if they throw up the chemical waste into the river. Since the chemical residue was since the cost of chemical residue was very expensive, so they take a shortcut by disposing the chemical waste into the river to save the cost they bear for disposing the chemical residue. That why the factors of why water pollution happened in Kim Kim River, because the local authority was didn't take seriously um, what happened on Kim Kim River at the first pass, but after see the situation getting worse, they take seriously and getting the actions by cleanup activities, because another water pollution situations become the worst, which is cause the community and student near the Kim Kim River hard to breathe, feels want to vomiting, headache, and so on. For the effect for environment is aquatic life die due to contaminations of toxic waste in the river. Also, even it will cause which also cause or effects other pollutions as the fish. Many fish carcasses floating in the Kim Kim River will cause a very fault and uncomfortable to residents and people who live and pass through the area. For the second issue, which the chemical waste dumped into the river will cause the plants in the river do not get the sunlight, because which will cause the microorganisms in the river do not get to do the process of sunlight, do not get to what is this, because it's a blocked by the chemical waste, and fish was treated on the Kinky River. Last is cannot get the treated water, because the water is one of our source to get the clean water, get the treated water. So if this situation was happen, we cannot get the treated water. Water is one of our source to get because the water is one of our source to stay alive, because that water is our basic need to stay alive. So because of water pollutions, of unresponsible owner of factor was throw up the chemical waste, so we cannot get the treated water to drink. So it's hard for us, and many people who want to drink and who want to get the treated water, which is a good, clean, and so on. And thank you from me.
Hello sir, my name is Citronira binti Imam Amin, DEM 02190005 17. Today I would like to present my part is a recommendation. Okay, enforce law and environmental matter that can pollute the environment, such as enforcement in the disposal of toxic waste in the environment. For example, law fines and shut down industries that dumped prohibited substance into the environment. Every industry that has chemical must be audited every 3 months to ensure that the industry dispose of the chemical where or recycle the material. For example, the audit inspect the industry every 3 months. Next is factories built near the river must be constantly monitors to operate this, because it will most likely dump waste into the river. In addition, it will cause reptiles in the river to die if not monitor. Every industry built near river must uh, Every industry near river flow is encouraged to use filter to prevent um, disposal being mixed with toxic waste. The environmental authority must constantly monitor and encourage the industry to always adopt a green environment by ensuring that every industry adopt a green environment. The public should aware um, corporate by reporting incidents that damage the environment as soon as possible. That can they can be prevented the earlier, and the process can be controlled earlier. It is because polluted rivers are quite difficult to restore, as it requires a high cost to restore them. Disposal of toxic waste must be taken seriously, um, by various industry, especially industry that use it and do not always pollute the environment by dispose in the wrong way. River where the surrounding area is exposed should be placed on warnings sign that you are being monitored if you release toxic waste, so that is known that the place is a place that is prohibited to do such activities. Last is polluted river must be inspected for water quality every month to ensure that is the water quality in the river is clean and unpolluted, to ensure that the river is safe. It is because uh, it is possible that near the river there is space to life, and it is necessary to ensure that the area is free from symptoms that can lead to disease. Thank you.
Hi sir, good afternoon. My name is Natika Syara Kamal, DEM 03190885. Today I would like to present my part, which is the conclusion. So the conclusion is the Kim Kim River is an illegal tire recycling factory has been charged with dumping chemical waste in Kim Kim River to top management lacking ethics and responsibility by ordering their truck driver to dump chemical into the river without considering the consequences thereafter. The consequences of their action have made many children have problem with their health to the reaction of the chemical. Among other things, the main symptom caused by this chemical fact that fact the main part of exposure due to the substance the chemical is from inhalation, potentially evaporate and produce smoke or gas that can cause respiratory illness to the victim. The involvement of political leadership and partnership at all levels in mobilizing the industrial sector to keep up with law and regulation can reduce chemical pollution incident in the future. Strict action should be taken against industries that deliberately does not want to comply with existing law and regulation related to chemical disposal. Better enforcement of environmental law with heavier penalty or penalty cloud warm the industrial of this commitment to protect the environment and public health, while in additional increasing funding or pro, in increasing funding for pollution monitoring on anyone who does not comply with the law, so that this incident has raised awareness from the problem of pollution. So I do some research which is as an academic officer and practitioner in the field of environmental health, is a branch of knowledge in the field of public health that highlight the concept of awareness and knowledge regarding aspects of nature, the built environment that have a relationship with universal human health by monitoring and addressing the physical, chemical, biological, physiological, and physiosocial factor that we may has no direct control, but it can have a significant impact on our health and well-being. As all aspects of the human body include human health and their diseases are related to factor in the environment. Environmental health refer to the World Health Organization the WHO, including both the direct effect to chemical, physical, radiation, pathology, and some biological agent, and the direct and indirect effect on health and well-being. It also covers the impact on the physical, social, and aesthetic environment, including housing, urban development, land, and transportation. As for example, if a community of children and the elderly live in an area of high traffic density near industry, construction, and meaning, then the environmental conditions are not longer suitable and can has a significant impact on your health. That's all. Thank you.